Taking a live look this morning at the Eastern Plains from Lookout Mountain. It's going to be a little warmer day today. Matter of fact, the weekend is going to be actually very nice, but it's been cold this week and temperatures will drop again a lot next week. Did you know that this cold weather can affect our eating patterns? 9 News health expert Payal Kohli joins us now to talk about the biology behind that. Good morning, Dr. Kohli.
Hi, Gary. Good morning.
So what do we know about how people eat and how they eat differently compared to other seasons in the winter?
You know, I definitely fall victim to this, Gary. I'm sure you do as well. But when it's cold outside and you want to warm yourself up, you eat more calories because calories warm you up. What we've also seen in the studies is that people actually end up eating more types of saturated fat and more carbohydrates. But this can actually be counterintuitive because when you eat the carbohydrates, it redistributes blood to your stomach and then it actually makes your body temperature go down. But there's also something behavioral about being indoors in the winter and just wanting to snack more, eat more frequently. So we've seen that the number of calories that people consume in the fall and winter months is actually 86 calories more on average per day than other seasons.
That's why I'm bigger in the winter, huh? Okay. Talk about how this pandemic has affected our winter eating.
Well, so if you think about why we eat more in the winter, it's partly because we're evolutionarily programmed to eat more in the winter just because of that behavior in our head about, hibernating during the winter, not knowing when food might come. The pandemic has really exacerbated that behavior. We're spending more times indoors, so there's much more behavioral reasons to eat indoors. A lot of people have a lot of anxiety and stress, so we've seen those types of disorders go up, and that's very much associated with eating. We've also seen in animal studies, there's actually an increase of certain types of hormones that can change your eating behavior. So these are hormones called leptin and ghrelin, glucocorticoids, the types of hormones that regulate our appetite. Those can change as well when we're under stress, and we've seen that in animal models.
Pretty interesting. So how do we ensure that we're going to eat healthy during the winter?
This is so important, Gary, because even though we have those baggy sweaters to cover up all that extra weight, on average, Americans gain 1 to 2 pounds a year. Now, that may not sound like a lot, but you're talking year after year because they don't end up losing it when the winter is over. So it's really important to maintain portion control. You want to make sure that what you're taking in is what you're expending. So counting calories is a really good way to make sure that you're keeping up with your basal metabolic rate, what you need to be eating. The other thing is certain types of food. So most of us are in the habit of eating the same thing all year round. You want to make sure to eat the winter foods, and those are foods, for example, that boost your immune system, like citrus fruits, kale, having ginger tea. You also want to eat foods rich in zinc, such as oatmeal. You want to eat root vegetables like sweet potato because those can be very warming. So you really want to make sure you're getting lots of vitamin D as well. Lots of different types of foods to make up for the things that we lack during the winter.
Yeah, and it's just harder to exercise during the winter. You got to really want to do it because you can't just jump on a bike and go for a ride or something like that.
But you really want to have to do it, Gary, because 150 minutes a week is what we need to be getting. And again, one of the reasons is because you want to counterbalance all that extra snacking that you're doing.
All right. Well, you look great. I don't think it's affecting you much. So thank you much for being on. Appreciate it.